Hi guys, welcome back. Today we have 2017 Jeep Renegade, and this car shut down and it wouldn't start. So the basic diagnostics, because we couldn't hear the fuel pump, I started checking the electricity and we had no electricity to the pump. On this particular car, it has the 2.4 engine. This is the fuse box here for the fuel pump. So in this case, fuse 21 here on the top, actually here, is the one for the fuel pump. The fuse is fine. So the next step was to check the relay. The actual relay for the fuel pump is T31. It's this one here, and it's actually this one here. So I tested the relay. The relay kind of seems to work, but I tested the terminals here on the relay directly on the fuse box, and the way the terminals work is if you pull another one like the one that was there, you can see the 2 and 1 is where the main power comes, and then it closes 3 and 5. So I installed a wire between 1 and 2. So this actually on the relay, and this was closing, but I don't trust the relay, so I installed a wire there on 3 and 5 actually to close the circuit to give power to the pump. And in the back I had a test light, and it turned out that I started getting power. So in this case, for sure, it's the relay, and this is a different relay, but it's the same one that was actually there. I'll put this back in old place. So I installed another relay that's the same size, and again, the relay for the fuel pump is T31 here. It's all the way to the corner, not the one at the corner, but the one above it. And the 15 amp fuse right here in the middle is the fuse for the relay or the fuel pump. So once I installed the relay, I cranked the car, but the car, I started getting cranking, but the car wouldn't start. So what happens is, looks like I was kind of getting also a measurement of fuel of 2 lines there, but I didn't trust, at this point I don't trust this car, and being a little bit of an incline here too, this will not help this car to start, most likely, even if it had a little bit of fuel. So I got someone to bring me some gas, and I put gas in the tank. I put about 2 gallons, and what happened is the actual lines on the gauge there moves from 2 to 1, which means something is going on with that fuel pump, the gauge, most likely. And our diagnostic at this point is that we need to replace the fuel pump also, because most likely this car was run out of gas, and then it messed up the relay. It didn't blow the fuse, but it messed up the relay. And at this point, we're gonna replace the fuel pump just to make sure that this car runs fine afterwards. And the replacement is pretty easy. It has this electrical connection and these 3 pipes and the ring that you need to open. To get access to the relay and the fuse for the fuel pump, actually you need to open this. You need to remove this first, the washer fluid filling hose or neck or whatever. You need to open this here on the side, this clip, and then it'll come off toward this side, and then you need to pull it out. once you pull this out, you need to release this little bolt here on one side. I just twisted it in one direction and this bolt popped out, and once you pop out, this box actually needs to, or this cap needs to slide up like this. That's how you get access to these. Okay, I forgot to tell you that the fuel pump is under the seat, the rear seat. This rear seat comes up when you push the front part up. Over there, those things lock to these, but the problem is that the rear of the seat is locked up with two bolts in the back here, and the bolts are right there, and they were I believe they were T40 bolts, and you need to take them from the back of the vehicle in order to remove this seat. Otherwise that seat is not gonna come out because of those huge bolts in the back. And once you remove the seat belt is here. There's no way to get out. That's why I twisted the seat kind of on one side. So the next thing is to remove this fuel pump. You need to disconnect the electrical connector. So the way you do is you push this plastic yellow clip, and then you pick up this black tab here, because this is the tooth that holds the whole thing. You pull it out, then you start disconnecting these lines, and the way this lines comes out is you need to push this out first, this blue thing, and then you need to press this white clip on the side, and then you pull it out. That is the only way this comes out. And these other ones come out in a similar way, but I think this one has to be pushed like here. The big one has to be pushed inside and then pull out, and yeah, it's coming out. So this, once you push this side here, you can push this plug out, or this connector. It's just a clip right here, and this is the same thing for this one here, but the clip is underneath. And I tried to push it with my finger, and I couldn't do it. So you may have to use it like a pick tool or like a screwdriver to push them out. So once you push these out, they're out of the way. This fuel pump is ready to come out, and the way it's gonna come out is you need to hit this ring, this internal ring right here. You need to use one of these places, and using like a big screwdriver or a pry bar, you need to hit this outer ring counterclockwise to the left to open the actual ring. Basically the way this works is these tabs here actually lock on these tabs right here in the middle. So this tab needs to come out of the locking tab, and then you can remove this ring so we can lift the fuel pump. So I need to use my two hands, and I'm going to use a screwdriver just right here. That's where I'm gonna hit to open this outer ring. That's what you need to do. So once you release this ring, remember the lines are here, so get them out of the way, and you can get this ring out. The pump is gonna jump out. you can get the ring out, and then we can get the actual pump out. Remember where this fits. This is going to be your guide here, this plastic big tab. It fits right here in between these. That's your guidance to install it. And anyway, you can't really make a mistake because of these hoses, the way they fit. They were like this, pretty straight, so that's the only way this pump would go. When you take this out, you just need to be careful about the level sensor, and that's going to be your only trouble at this point, is that level sensor, because it's going to be twisted on one side. I can't see where it is, so I need to try to feel where it is. And at this point, I believe we have one of the lines is probably pushing the pump on one side. Okay, I see the sensor. The sensor is back here. It's right back here, so it's most likely on this left side down. So the pump is gonna have to go up and towards, or in outer direction from you, in order to take it out. But first, try to see if you can lift it up a little bit, because something is stopping it. I know what it is. It's these hoses here. Sometimes they sit outside of the cylinder right here, and they stop the fuel pump from coming out. And you just have to feel what it is in order to get it out. Okay, guys, I struggled for a second to get this out, and then I realized something is definitely holding this pump down. And when I looked underneath, actually what it turns out is that there is a second, here we go, there is a second connection here, right? This one here, it's the same clamp like this one here, similar to this one, but it's in a 90-degree angle, right down there, right there. This is the clamp, and as you can see, it's connected to the fuel pump on the bottom. So this is a line that you're gonna need to get your hand inside under the pump in order to actually press the connector inside, and in order to take it out, or otherwise this pump will not come out. Here's the connector, and the actual connector is on the top right there. You can see it. You can see the little black thing right there, right there in the middle. That black thing is the actual clip, is the clip to open this 90-degree connection. So you're gonna have to put your hand inside all the way down there and push that, basically clip like this one here. You're gonna need to push it in order to separate the 90-degree elbow out of the fuel pump. Okay, this situation got really crazy because that elbow is really hard to actually unclip on the bottom. I did it with 2 screwdrivers, one here and one here, pushing the actual tabs. And if you need, you can get a second person to help you. This is the level sensor. You need to be careful when you take it out, because it's this angle right here toward the passenger side of the car. And then you pull it out, and this is it. So the problem with this connector is, here's the connector, and this is right here the connector. So it's actually these 2 tabs, this one and this one here. So because they're in a really bad spot, you have to push these two in order to release the left and right side. You have to push these two sides to release this clip. As you can see, when I push in, it goes out, but it's going to be hard. This is going to be hard, and this is a really stupid design, the way this is done. I've never seen this before. This car is made in Italy, actually, by Fiat. So I'm actually from Europe originally, and Fiat are just simply not good cars. They're really bad cars. So I'm assuming this design is from Fiat, maybe, even though it's Chrysler. So yeah, you're gonna have some fun. Okay, the same way, the installation, you're gonna need to push the pump down, and with your hand you're gonna need to go down and install this elbow. I cannot show you this anyway, so I'm gonna do it, and then I'll show you how to install the ring. Okay guys, now the next step is to, after managing to install that bottom 90-degree elbow inside, I had to actually use these tools here and to actually pull the elbow, because there was no space, literally no space for my fingers. So I managed to push it in and then clip it. So the next step is, remember, this thing goes right here in this slot, this plastic slot, and what you need to do is you need to push this downwards, and you need to put the locking ring. Before you can install the locking ring, please, this will help you tremendously, smudge this bottom side of the locking ring with grease, because that's going to be your only way to lock this. And I'm going to show you a little trick that I did a few weeks ago, because trying to use a hammer on these locks here, it's just not going to work. Actually, you need to put grease on this side too, because that's where the lock slides. So I'm going to put some little grease and then install it. So you need to push the fuel pump down and then install this locking ring from this side here first, and then push it down, and then you kind of start it here by turning it clockwise just to start it here, and you can see it stops on that locking ridge. So the way I figured out is easiest thing to do, maybe there's another way, but I tried to do this. I've done it a few times with other people helping me using screwdrivers and hammers, which is kind of a really bad and kind of a, you know, just hacking way of doing these things, not a smart way. And then the last time I was doing a pump on a Dodge with a friend of mine, the same way with these hammers and stuff, and the seal was changed, and we could not install this until I decided to use my brain a little bit more. And what I figured out is I need to put something inside, like these special locking or snap rings pliers. So I changed the setting here in the middle to make them open, and what I did is I installed them in this hole here, one of these holes, where it actually pushes the ring outside of the locking tabs here, and actually helps this to move the ring in. And of course you're not going to be able to do it by hand, unfortunately, or maybe you could be able to, I'm not sure. We tried by hand, we couldn't do it. So what I did is I got these there, and then I got these big pliers, and I opened them to a little I opened them a little bit more, and that's how I pressed them here, and the locking ring installed and locked. So obviously maybe you're not gonna have these two tools, but that was the easiest way that I figured out I can do this, and I'll show you in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open these pliers a little bit more, and it should be okay. And then I'm going to lock this thing here, and then I'm going to lock the pliers with these, and I'm going to push until this whole mechanism locks. Okay, it's in. It's not ready yet, so I need to find another spot. I'm gonna go to the opposite side, and same way, you open these and you press until it locks. Okay, I need to do it again. It's kind of hard, so you just gotta keep doing this until it locks. Here we go. So that is the famous click. And this is it right here. You see the lock is in place right in the middle. It's right in the middle. And just in reverse order, install these. You clip, and the electrical cable is pretty easy to install. You just press it forward, and then you need to slide this yellow part forward so it locks. This is here, and yeah, you install these pipes, and in reverse order you need to install the seat, and then you install the T40 Torx bolts there. I think it was T40 or T45, I forgot. And once you install it in the back, you need to slide the seat back, and then you push the seat forward and down to lock it inside of these. And this is it. That's the fuel pump problem and diagnostic on this car. Maybe it'll help other people with other cars like Jeeps, like these similar vehicles. I hope you guys get some help from my video. And again, thanks for watching. Please like my videos and please subscribe. And Jeep Renegade 2017, that was the car. Thanks a lot, and see you in my next video.